Dinnie and good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Dinnie and Virginie, the podcast. Hello, guys. It's been a very, very long time. I'm going to get back to doing this just because there's no one in the house now, so I finally have the home to myself, and I can actually be as loud as I want. And because I'm saying that, someone's probably going to walk through the door and be very awkward, but it's okay. No one's in the house right now, so I get to do Dinnie and Virginie, the podcast, and I'm trying to experiment with new angles because I recognize that I could actually move my camera around because it is an external webcam. So it's stable enough so that if I put it on something, it'll stay still. So it doesn't have to be on the laptop. So I'm going to experiment. The only thing is that when I do it this way, I have to stare at the camera itself and I can't see what my screen looks like. So for those of you who do not know, when I do Dinnie and Virginia the podcast, I do not respond to comments. It's live because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit anything because editing is a pain for me. And so I need easiest point of entry. Anyway, I digress. This is very long. I probably should have just named this episode Intro to Dinnie and Virginia the podcast, but here we go. So let me get myself set up. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this from now on because in the past, I don't think it was rocking quite yet. So let's see if I can adjust as time goes on to get this whole setup correct. So my background, first and foremost, not what I was thinking it was going to be. So let's try to reframe the camera a little bit. So I'm gonna be looking over here, looking over there, looking over here, looking over there. Okay. So this intro has nothing to do with the topic whatsoever, but we'll get to the topic eventually. But for now, let's try to get ourselves set up. Try to get ourselves set up a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Is that better? A little bit better. Down a little bit. Down a little bit. There we go. That is better. 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 All right. So now you can see this thing. So now you can see this. So I got myself a little mini whiteboard so that I can not hold this stupid thing the entire time. I don't like holding it. So we're going to see if that works so that you guys always know what I'm supposed to be talking about that I'm not talking about right now. You can see what I'm supposed to be talking about at all times, no matter what time you come into the podcast. Again, this is live because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit anything. So we should just restart this whole thing all over again. So in 3, 2, 1. Dinnie and good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, and welcome to Dinnie and Virginie, the podcast. Yes, it is Dinnie and Virginie, the podcast, in which I still have no proper opening. I have no proper set, no proper equipment, but that's okay. We're going to start right where we are. I have a webcam and I have a microphone. And guess what? I live in Virginia, so that's as much as we need to make this thing blow up. So this is Dinnie and Virginie, the podcast. As you can tell by the episode today, we're going to be talking about the Visit Chesapeake app. So for those of you who don't know, if you don't know, then clearly you've been living under a rock. I hail from the great, great land of Chesapeake, the PEAKe of Excellence. So here in Chesapeake, Virginia, there's actually an app. I found that out last year, and so I downloaded it. But today I noticed the app has updated. So this is a recent update. So I just wanted to bring it back to the light and let's explore it together. Now, I don't have the technical capacity to be able to show you my screen live on camera, and I don't want to do that. So I have it on my phone. It is an app, so you download it on the phone via whatever app store you have. So I believe it's just called Visit Chesapeake VA is what you look for, and you look for the one that has the blue heron as the icon for it. And it's very simple to find. It should just Visit Chesapeake. Just search Visit Chesapeake and you should be able to find it. It should be the first one. But just in case, let me try to do a better job of giving you the play-by-play of how to do this. So step 1, acknowledge that there is a Visit Chesapeake app. Step 2, let's search Visit Chesapeake VA on whatever appity app thing you have. And it should look like, can you see? Well, it's very blurry, but this second one right here, the blue heron. You click on the blue heron one. I already have it installed, so I'm just gonna open it. And this is what it opens up to, everyone. It's blue. Blue, green, blue, aqua. It's blue. Anyway, this is the Visit Chesapeake app. So this is a lot different than what it looked like before. So excuse me while I get acclimated at the same time that you do. So if you have the app downloaded, okay, I'm giving you a couple more seconds here. Get that thing downloaded. Yeah, you're going to have to participate. Okay, this is not a one-way street. If you live in Chesapeake, I fully expect you to be doing this alongside me. So you're going to go to your app store. You're going to search Visit Chesapeake VA, and you're going to download it to your phone. I'll wait. Are you done? Is it done downloading? Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good for you, Chesapeakeans. So you have the Visit Chesapeake app now, and it opens up to this screen when you open it. Super simple, super easy to navigate. Nice. So the first button they have available is See and Do. Now you got the AMF Bowling Center, you got the you got the Cinemark, you got the Chesapeake Square Mall, you got Lily Farms, Funville Playground Cafe. So basically, wherever you are at the moment, um, it's gonna send you a bunch of stuff, or not even where you are at the moment, because it'll send you to places that are not in Chesapeake. That was my one gripe that I had with the Visit Chesapeake websites in general, is that they kept sending people to not Chesapeake to do things. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. It's not like I don't like those places, but it's like, this is Visit Chesapeake. So for me, like, it's recommending that I go to Portsmouth to go to the Portsmouth Light Museum, and I go to the Portsmouth. It's recommending that I go to Norfolk, the Chrysler Museum of Art. So I think, to me personally, I believe that's revealing of a current problem that Chesapeake has when people say that there's nothing to do. I think that's a little revealing of there's nothing to do. Now, obviously, there's not nothing to do, but the fact that they are redirecting people to other cities is a bit concerning to me, because they're not like being like, there's not like a section of like neighboring cities that you can go to. No, this is like, it's the Chesapeake app, and it's still sending you, go to Portsmouth, go to Norfolk. So to me, that's a little bit concerning, but we're happy because we're making progress. So, but I admit we're not perfect. So I would like to acknowledge, although we are the best, we're not perfect. Although we are the peak of excellence, we're not perfect. So I will acknowledge right now that that is an issue that we could work on. And instead of redirecting people to other cities first, maybe let's take a time to evaluate, okay, why are we redirecting them to other cities? For example, we don't have many museums here in Chesapeake. So I would say that's a problem, because a museum, I don't know what it takes to make a museum, all the legalities and whatnot, but like, I know there are artists here, and we can have us maybe a spot, a rotating thing in the mall somewhere, maybe just one little spot to start off with, that we can start promoting a Chesapeake mobile museum. Where can we start? Like, lowest barrier to entry. Where can we start? So already I'm just using this app to brainstorm, how can we be better? Or how can I take advantage of what we already have? So you can use the app in multiple ways. But yeah, if you go to the See and Do, it's just going to tell you about the stuff that's near you and not so near you. It could take you to stuff in other cities, or it'll take you to stuff in Chesapeake. So that's cool. But the main thing that I actually wanted to show you guys, I guess I'll show it to you last. We'll jump over to Dine. So if you go to Dine, it'll give you just a bunch of random restaurants that are nearby in your area. So that's cool. I do think that the usability of the app is much better now than it was before. Once again, though, I do see restaurants that are not in Chesapeake listed. Well, I just saw one at least, but the restaurants is doing a lot better job of giving you actual Chesapeake stuff. So good on you, Chesapeake. Good on ya. Stay. So okay. So you have places to stay, events. That's what I'm actually interested in. Okay, this is good, because I had checked the Chesapeake app like a month or so ago, or so ago, and I guess they were in the process of updating it, so they stopped updating anything on the calendar. So I was a little upset about that, but this is definitely replacing the calendar on the way the app looked before. And so you go to events, and then I got Mount Pleasant Farms blackberry picking, peach picking, Hickory Ridge, a lot of you pick, berries, sunflowers, flowers, you pick. Celebrate freedom. So 4th of July is coming up, FYI, because it's July 2nd right now. So 4th of July is coming up. Celebrate freedom, Chesapeake City Park, Chesapeake Farmers Market at Chesapeake City Park. That happens every Wednesday and Sunday. So this is good. I do like this. Now, once again, Norfolk is popping up here. Why Norfolk is popping up here, I don't know, but Norfolk is popping up here. Like I said, I don't hate the other cities. It's just that this is the Chesapeake app, so that's just a little weird to me. All right, and then the Tidewater Winds Free Summer Concert Series is coming up, so that's good to know. Planetarium presents, what they're presenting right now is the Summer Stars. So if you've never been to the Planetarium, that is an option here in Chesapeake. Lunch with Chef at the Chesapeake Conference Center. Okay, cool. Saturday, Sunday at the Elizabeth River Park. Okay, so cool. So you have options. You got options, y'all. You got some options on the events button. That's really nice. My plan. This is weird. So I guess you can make your own itinerary under my plan. You got the weather, you got the visitor center, which it just literally redirects you to the visitor center website. The e-newsletter. Oh, and by the way, you have to sign up if you want to do the passport so that it can keep track of what you visited, which I'll explain later with the passport. There's a blog. So I think what it's doing is it's just when you click on those, it's redirecting you to the official Chesapeake website. Trip ideas, itineraries for Chesapeake vacations. Okay. So they have different itineraries listed. Am I yelling? Am I too loud? Do you guys? I'm sorry. Whoa, I am so close. I am not observant of what's happening. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This is it's been a minute since I did a podcast, so I'm clearly a noob again. Okay, so they have basically different tracks for itineraries. So if you're into exploring the seasons, exploring the city, exploring the wildlife, then they have different itineraries. The culinary track, there's the nearby track, there's the wild Chesapeake, fall family adventure Chesapeake. So it's just different itineraries for different types of vibes that you want. Notifications, you can log in. I don't have any notifications. I don't know who you would get a message from. I don't know what the notification is for because as far as I can see, there's no way to communicate with them. So I don't really even know what that is about, but it's there. Tutorial, your travel wish list. So it just tells you how to use the app, essentially. All right, and that is all. So we're going to spend the most amount of time on my favorite section, which is the passports button. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So it's okay. This the one in the middle right here that I'm pointing to, passports. That is the one that I utilize the most as far as the app is concerned. As you can see, this ordinarily it would not have this stamp on it because you would be a noob, but I am not a noob. I am a ranger according to my passport. So ordinarily it would not show these stamps on it, but I've been to those places, so that's why it's showing those stamps. But passport. So what passport is, there are two different major tracks of passport. So there's PEAKe Outdoors, which is what I do, and then there's also Paddle the Peak, which is the water-based one. So I don't like water, so I don't do the water one. But I'm doing PEAKe Outdoors, and I only have 3 more check-ins, one of which I went to. It was Northwest River Park, but I forgot to check in. So always remember to check in when you first land at whatever park you're going to. So basically what the passports are. So they tell you all of the parks available, not all of them, but like most of the parks and rec available here in Chesapeake, Virginia. And there are a total of 20 locations that you can check in at. And the rules for check-in is all you have to do is be like, I think within 1,000 feet of the entrance, snap a picture of yourself at the whatever location it is and submit that, push the check-in button. And it's going to take a moment, but they'll review it and make sure that you're on the up and up and you actually checked in properly. And then after you hit a certain level, they actually give you prizes. So it's kind of like a game. So the prizes that I've gotten, I think there's 4 levels. The prizes that I got first was a little sticker. Do I still have it? I don't know where it is, but I had a sticker. I had a Chesapeake sticker, so they gave me an option. But the prizes aren't guaranteed to be the same throughout the year. So I got a sticker. I got a little tote bag, and that said Chesapeake. Obviously, it's always going to be Chesapeake merch. And the last prize that I got was where is it? Do I have it on me? I used to have it on me, but my sweat rag. They gave me a sweat rag that said Chesapeake on it. So I don't know what the last prize is, but I only have 1 more level until I am officially a Chesapeake ambassador, according to them. According to the city of Chesapeake, I'm currently a ranger. Because I have explored at least 15 out of the 20 locations that they want you to check into. So I'm currently a ranger. I'm trying to get that ambassador level, which is the top level, the peak of the peak of the peak of the peak, which means I am number 1. I am a representative of the PEAKe of Excellence. I am a Chesapeake ambassador. So I'm trying to get there. And I have only 3 more check-ins to go until I am officially an ambassador once they approve of my check-ins. And I'll find out what the final price is for you guys. So I'll give you guys a full roundup of what the prices were that I received while doing the Chesapeake passports for PEAKe Outdoors. Now, the other one available is Paddle the Peak. Apparently, there are a couple of levels there, 4 levels there. So, Paddle the Peak level 1, I had to check into one place. So, Paddle the Peak, if you like water, actually might be a little bit easier to obtain because there's not as many stops that you have to make. So, it's the same principle where you go to the place and you check in and you take your photo and you submit it. Super easy, super simple. But that one I will not be doing because like it requires you to be like in the water and I'm not a water person at all. So I won't be doing that. So yeah, that is it. That's all I had to share for you guys for the new Chesapeake app. So if you're in Chesapeake, Virginia and you live here, I would highly recommend you download it and you join me on the PEAKe Outdoors Passport track, whatever that word is. You can join me in exploring PEAKe Outdoors and going to all of the parks in Chesapeake. Like I said, I'm almost done. I only have 3 more to complete. Let's see if maybe you can beat me, perhaps, because I've been super lazy. So yeah, I might only have 3 more to do, but it's taken me over a year to do it. And it's not that difficult. It's one city. So I would highly recommend you download the app, explore it a little bit. If you're in Chesapeake, if you're new to Chesapeake, if you're older Chesapeake, if you just never knew that we had an app, I would highly recommend you download it just to check it out and see if there's anything that you can like explore that piques your interest. Because I know what interests me, but what interests me might not interest you. So remember, this is choose your own adventure. So you are in control. So I really want you guys to take the reins. I want you to take the controller and control your own life. Do not live through me. Do not live through anybody else on the interwebs. Okay. Control your own life. We are here as a tool. We are your guides. We're your local guides to help you navigate living in the great, great state of VA. But we are not you. So, like, we might not like something. You might love it. We might hate something and you absolutely love it. Or we might positively love something. It's the best thing in the world for us. And you think it's Snoresville. Okay. So, it's just pick your own adventure, you guys. If you want something to do, go find something to do. The power is yours. Shout outs if you get that reference. So that's all I have for this episode. I know I rambled a lot. I know this one was very long unnecessarily, but I'm getting back into the swing of things of doing this whole podcast thing. I do not know how you people do like 3-hour podcasts. I have no idea how you do that, how you accomplish that, but I'm just doing this live and I'm like stretching and babbling about. So one day maybe I might understand it, but I don't know if I'll ever be one of those like multiple hour podcasters because my Chesapeake, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't have the capacity for that right now, but I'm glad to get back in the game. And even though I'm blubbering, I have a lot of ums, I have a lot of stumbles, I have a lot of like, you can hear me breathing as I'm doing the podcast. And some of you might be uncomfortable with that, but I guarantee you, you're not as uncomfortable as I am. I might spit while I talk because I'm so excited sometimes, but at the end of the day, at least we started, at least we're here together, at least we can be united as Virginianites. So I look forward to being on this Chesapeake adventure with you guys. I look forward to just being in camaraderie with my fellow Chesapeakeans, my fellow Virginianites, and I hope we can all explore the PEAKe of Excellence together. So it's not just on me, it's on all of us. So we make what we make of it. And I want to make something grand. So hopefully there are other people out here who want to make something grand. I want Chesapeake to be the peak of the peak of the peak of the peak of the peak, the best of the best who beats all the rest. Chesapeake, the PEAKe of Excellence. That's who we are. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to end this stream because I'm slightly embarrassed of what I just said. That was a jingle. But yeah. This is awkward, and now that it is awkward, we'll spend the last awkward 5 seconds together, and I will stare at you because I don't know how to end these yet. So let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you have a wonderful day here in VA. Remember, it is always, always, always a beautiful day here in VA. So until next time, Dinnie out.